When you have created a rig, you need to have a custom properties where you can handle your rig in a pro way while you are playing with attributes. This tutorial is for you. Hey guys of the CG block, welcome in my teaching session with the KBFX. So let's dive together. Okay. I want to create custom properties for each bond in one single bond. Let's select this one, foot control, and start with this bond here. In this bond, come to the custom properties first and rename this. We can select this as a float, so we can have a decimal properties. I can put to 0. I want to go within a negative value as a minimum, -1 to +1 as a maximum. So you can see we can go to the negative to the maximum. Okay. Now I'll copy data path for this and make sure you rename these properties as a hill lift and create OK. I'll select and copy data path here, and I'll come to the hill lift. You can see that we lift this. Let's change from global to local so we can have what we select is what we see. You can see we can control this with the x-axis. So I'll come to the x-axis and add a driver here. And for the variance, I want to check this to single property. And property we'll select is an armature. Remember, we have copied the property there. Come to edit more, edit drive. We copy data path there. We can paste this here. You see? Okay, let's update the dependence and see what we have created. You see, when it's 1, you get this one, and when it's 0, you get this one, and this, you get this one. Negative, you see. This is what we have created. You see what you have created? And I want to limit going from negative values. So I may come here and the minimum to put to 0 and see how it's react again. Okay. When it's 1, when you go to the minimum, it's needed to be, let's change the minimum puts to be at 1. And maximum to be at 0. Let's see how it's react this. You see? Let's change it again. Try and identify this. When I put this to -1, -1, and I put maximum to 0, and update this one. Try and see. You see? This is what I want to create. I want to create a hill lift. This is what. You see? Okay. I want to create a hill shivel. You can see the hill shivel is controlled by, let's press Control 1, by Z axis. You can see when I rotate the Z axis, we can get a hill shivel. You see? Okay, we Alt Z and create another and call this property as a heel swivel. Okay, let's put our negative value to 1, negative 1 to here to the maximum. Okay, copy this data path and come to the direction of Z rotation and add a drive. Do as we did in the last single property, push armature, data path, paste the data path there, and update dependence. So you can see, when it's 1, when it's 0, come to the origin position, when it's negative here. So you can see, you can swivel like that. Okay, that's nice. Let's put it to 0. Let's swivel let's add again. We wanted to have a toe swivel. So select this one and add a new custom again and call this as a toe swivel. Or toe twist. I think twist is a nice name. I might change this to twist. Okay, I'll put a minimum to negative value, so we need to have a full control from each direction, so to negative to positive value. Okay, I create OK, and I'll copy this as a data path. I'll select this point here. Let's see where we want. This is in Z direction. You can see the blue one is Z direction. So when I rotate this, it rotates from Z axis. Okay, I'll come here and add a driver and make sure that we did as we did lastly. So I can select this as an armature and I can put the data path there. So I can update the dependence. Okay, you see, when it is 1, it starts to move to the right direction. I want to move this. Okay, let's put this as 0. Okay. You can start with banking in and banking out. As you can see, this is in Y direction. When I rotate in Y direction, okay, we can write this, doesn't matter. Okay, for this heel swivel, let's change that to heel twist. This is a nice name. Then swivel, I think. It has a nice taste. Okay, let's add the bank in and bank out. So I can add another new custom properties, and I can call this as a banking. Okay, let's select first. I want banking. Okay, come to this side here. I want to bank in. So I need to go to negative value to 0. Okay, Alt R and come again to this control here, which we select and add the custom properties. Bank in, I'll come to this one. I want to have a negative value at the maximum. So I need to have a negative value at a maximum, -1, and 0 at a minimum. Okay, just try to see. And let's copy this bank in data path and select this when we had to banking and select to the Y axis. So we can go and drive the objects to armature. Make sure you have any single property and pass this data path we have created and update it. So you can see it. When I select this one, we say banking. When it is 1, This is bank out, not banking. So I need to change the properties there. We put this minimum at this, let's say put 1 to the minimum and see how it's react. Yes. This is banking. You can see now. Okay. We create a banking. Let's create a bank out now. Sorry. We need to have a custom properties in one bond node. And we choose this as a hill and to have all custom properties. We can add a new custom properties there. And let's rename this as bank out. It's float here, okay? Let's call this as a bank out. The L. Okay. Let's put the minimum this to -1 and maximum at 1 at 0. Okay, and try to see how it's react. Go and copy the bank out data properties, data path, and select this bond here. We need to rotate at the Y, you see? So on Alt R to clear the rotation and add a drive there. And for this, do as we did in single properties, copy armature and paste the data path there and update. Okay, you see this. You can select this, go back to the properties and see when it's 0, it's in a certain position. When it's 1, it's bank out. This is what we have wanted to create it. So select again this. We want how. This is not, we not wanted this. We want this to have a foot tab. Okay, let's create the property for that. So I can select this bond here and add a new properties, and I call this as a foot tab. Foot tab. Tab. The L. Okay. I want this to have a minimum at 1 and maximum at 0. Okay. Minimum at 1 and maximum at 0. Okay, let's do it. Select this bond here. Change the quantitation to XYZ. And try to see. We rotate in X direction. Okay, we we Control Z for undoing this. So in the Z rotation, we add a drive there and change this to single properties, armature, data path we paste as we did, and update dependence. You can see now. Okay. When I select this bond here and say foot tab, it's not react. Let's see our drive. What we did. Okay, come back to your single property there. Foot tab. Come to this. I want to be minimum at -1 and maximum at 0. Let's try again. Foot tab. Copy data path again. Select your one to control this and come to the edit drive. Select the path and paste again and update dependence. You can see now it's going to negative direction. Let's select our property there. Foot tab. This is what we want. footstep. Okay, we did it, man.
You're right.
Okay, we created that, man. So you can see now. We have these 6 properties. Okay, we have a bank. You can see we have a bank out. You see how we're bank in. We have a footstep.
I think that.
We have a footstep. We have a heel lift. We have heel shift. Come on. We have a heel lift. We have a toes twist. Let's see our heel lift. Let's see what's the problem with our heel lift. Let's select all bones there. And we Alt R. Select all bones. Alt R. Alt G. Okay. We can select this. Okay. You can see this is a toe twist. Let's put that to 0. Heel twist. Okay. Let's copy data path again. And select this one. This is subtracted in Z direction. Let's edit the drive. Let's come here and change the drive and paste again. Update dependence. You can see when I have a, you can see now. This is what we need. We Alt Z to clear the, and then change their doings. Okay. Let's come to this. Okay. We can hide these bones. We don't want this bone. We can hide it. We can hide it, these bones. And move this bone to another layer. Let's press M. Let's press M and move to this layer. Admin with zone 1 bone here. You can see when I have this bone in a pose mode, we need to go in a pose mode. I have these batch properties. You can see I can have a bank in. You can see. Can have this bank in. I can have this bank out. You see. We can have a foot tap, 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 tap. We can have heel lift, you see. We can have a heel twist. Let's turn it to 0. You can see. You can have a toe twist. Let's put that to 0. our default value. We can take this and going like crazy. Well, I can rotate this. You see? Let's hide this. Okay, you can see. You can control your foot like this. This is awesome. You can have twist like this. That's crazy, man. You can have a foot tap like this. You can have a bank in. You can have a bank out. You can have a toe twist. You can have a heel twist. You can have a heel lift. You can have a foot tap. You can have a bank out. This is awesome. Don't you like? Yeah? Don't you like? Okay, this is a pro rig now. You can manipulate it and try to do other stuffs in your rig. You can try to do this in another leg. Don't worry, the rig may take it 1 hour, so take your time, take a coffee, subscribe our YouTube channel, the CG blog, leave a comment, like, share. Ciao, till next time, I'm a KBFX.